the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like a ceiling can.
Welcome in, Notre Dame fans. Welcome to Basilica Brothers at Irish Touchdown. I am Ted, and this is my co-host, Matt. How's it going, Matt?
Good. How are you?
Good. Excited to talk about some Notre Dame football. Notre Dame goes into Arkansas to take on a 2-2 team where we are 1-2. Both teams seem to have had two very difficult losses. So they're eager to prove themselves and get back on the right track. And as always, we're going to be breaking down the keys to the Notre Dame victory, and hopefully there will be a victory. We'll have our predictions, and as always, we'll sit in front of the TV and see what happens. So we're going to break down Notre Dame's offense versus Arkansas's defense first, and then flip it, and then give you our predictions and cross our fingers. So, Matt, how do you feel about it?
The Notre Dame's offense, I feel like, is going to be able to move the ball and score against Arkansas based off of what we've seen from Arkansas's defense. They're not afraid to give up points. Notre Dame's offense has been able to score on everybody they've played. Really, I guess Miami was the lowest scoring game we had, but it was kind of funky, first game for CJ and those kinds of things. But after that, they've put up a lot of points, and I think that they're going to need it against Arkansas's defense. Arkansas's defense definitely looks like it's able to kind of be taken advantage of.
Yeah, do you see any players that are going to stand out that are going to cause us some havoc on their defensive side?
Probably just I'm more worried about their front.
Okay.
Just as a unit, because we think our offensive line is progressing, kind of getting better game after game. Some of that was probably kind of camouflaged a little bit last week against Purdue. Purdue it just isn't that great. So I would think Arkansas's defensive front's going to be better than Purdue's, but I think another week in practice and communications, Denbrock seems to be getting better. The whole offense seems to be getting better week after week.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that is comforting to see. But
yeah, they're not going like our offense seems to. I don't know. They seem to kind of just be playing better week after week.
And that's interesting because we were going from the summer into the fall, and we're like, oh man, this defense is crushing the offense. You know, no wonder the offense is so terrible. We got such a great defense, and boy, is that flipped.
Yeah,
we've got a terrible defense and a pretty decent offense.
Yeah, it's almost like they were running a different defensive scheme against our offense that they run during the game.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't think they're running a defense when they're on defense.
It's it's not much of one.
Yeah, I think we're playing a different sport when we get on the field.
I think
for me, I was doing a little homework today, and we got Quincy Rhodes for them on the defense. He's an end that can cause some havoc, chaos for sure. I think he's got 5 sacks this year, and he's got a lot of pressures on the QB, which obviously we are not great at handling. And then on a strong corner for them, I've got his Julian Neal, where he's got 2 interceptions, quite a bit of pass breakup, but at the same time, he allows 60% of completions in his direction. So their corners are beatable. Most of the passes go to the other side of the field, away from Julian. And as we've seen last game, they're willing to let CJ throw the bomb. Obviously, the first play of the game, and then to phase on after that with the turn and then go, which the defender bid on. So I see multitude of 30 and 40 yard passes from CJ on top of Love and Price running the ball because they are Arkansas. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think they were close to the, like 100th in run defense. So if we want to control the game and keep our defense off the field, I think it's more
ball.
it's more of the same versus Purdue. Just keep the ball rolling. don't score as fast. Protect our defense, which I don't think I've ever said.
Well,
Scary thought.
If we could have a couple like 7-8 play drives that take 5-6 minutes that end in touchdowns, that'd be awesome. I think we got to avoid what we did against A&M, where we at 2 different times during that game we built a 10-point lead and couldn't close them out. So if for some reason we build that 10 or 14-point lead of Arkansas, you close the game out and just get it out of reach. Go up by 3 scores.
They allow a lot of points, but their defense actually is pretty strong. They had 28 tackles for a loss so far, which ranks 20th in the country.
What do we have?
We're probably 130th. I mean, I think we have 2 tackles or 2 sacks. 2 sacks in the whole season. They got one player that has 5.
And I know I'm probably wrong on this, but it's hard to think back of too many instances where we're tackling a running back for loss.
Yeah.
It's just not something we're doing this year.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that we're giving up like 30-yard runs, but we're not putting teams in like 2nd and 12 very often.
Yeah. I think our offense will dominate their defense, and I hope, like you were saying, 5-6 minutes. I honestly, let's go 10 minutes. Let's just stay on the field. If it's 2, 3, 4, or 5 yards a play, and we run down the field and score, we win the game. If it's a pass and it gets broken up, and then we run, and then all right, now we're punting. I can't count that our defense is going to stop them.
Well, we know they're not.
It's as soon as like the stat of the game is how many times did you punt. If it's more than 2, you for sure lost the game. So, I think we're donezo if we're punting, and if they're not punting, I mean, I could guess the score right now. It's lopsided for sure. CJ can't throw a pick. Our running backs can't fumble. And we don't really need them to, but we can't stop scoring. It just sounds crazy. So, all right, let's flip to the other side. Their offense versus our defense. Go for it. You
said their offense?
Yeah, so their offense with Talon Green versus our Swiss cheese defense.
Well, one of the constants that's happened this year is we've made the opposing team's quarterbacks
I know where you're going.
Look outstanding.
Yes.
Right? The opposing team's quarterbacks have, you talk about career days are going on against Notre Dame. Talon Green, we can't let that happen. If for some reason, this game really might come down to like defensive moments, right? Like that 1 3rd and 7, we got a strip sack that we're able to turn into points, or that one fluky pass we were able to pick off, or they bobble a snap and we're able to land on it. I think we're going to look back to a few key defensive moments that will turn into points for us to build that 17 or 21 point lead that they can't recover from. I'm hoping that's the case because I have no reason to think we're going to shut Arkansas's offense down. I just don't.
We haven't given you a reason to.
No, Purdue scored 30 points. So.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's not like, I mean, the broadcast team and those kinds of things, and everybody, oh gosh, Arkansas, wow, they beat Notre Dame, and Taylor Green's a Heisman Trophy winner, and they're going to lose it over if he has kind of his coming out party against us. But it'd be like, come on, dude, calm down, our defense, come on. Yes, you beat Notre Dame's defense, but that's we're not LSU's defense, so relax.
Yeah. So what makes me terrified of Arkansas, which is scary because they're not even a ranked team, but going in there and facing this quarterback who reminds me a lot of RG3, very elusive, a big person, not necessarily a heavy set body like maybe a Ben Roethlisberger, but he's 6'6", 230. That's a big dude.
It's a big guy.
And he's elusive. And he ran for over 100 yards last game. He may be prone to interceptions. He's got 4 this year, but he's also got 12 passing touchdowns. So that terrifies me. Also, we always seem to play teams that have other players have great names. Last game, I think they had someone named Smiley. This game we've got somebody named Omega.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, Omega Blake, and he's their leading catcher. So obviously we need to stay on the guy that sounds like a transformer. And then Rohan Jones.
Another great name.
Yeah, he averages 39 yards a catch. What? Is this just the Hail Mary guy? But the bombs he's catching, so that's terrifying there.
Because we give up the bombs also.
Yes. Gray loves to let other people catch the ball. I'm still on Gray. So their offense has no problem scoring. Our defense has no problem letting them score. And I think, like you, it's going to come down to they had a bad snap on a third down, or they had a false start, and now it's 3rd and 15, and they picked up 8 and they couldn't get the first down, so they're punting for the first time in the fourth quarter, and it's just, can we hold on to the ball and run the clock out? I think it's going to be tight. I think Vegas thinks it's going to be tight. It used to be a 5.5, and now I think it's 4.5. And if I was a betting man, I bet it's closer to 3.
You froze.
So I was comparing last year's first 3 games to this year's first 3 games. Last year we had an easier task. We had Texas A&M, which is the same as this year. And then we had Northern Illinois, which is a far easier competitor than Miami. And then the third game was Purdue again. So last year let me get the stat right. So this year we've scored 17 more points than we did last year, which is great. But also this year we have allowed 62 more points.
Oh.
Yeah. With an easier schedule. Easier schedule last year, and we still are allowing more points this year. So our defense is way worse. Our offense is a little bit better. And it makes sense why we're 1-2. It makes sense why loyal fans are like, is Chris Ash going to stay? I mean, I don't have any loyalty to him, but I would love for the defensive coordinator not to be a freaking in and out.
No, I mean, I think one thing's for sure about him is, a lot of fans are kind of like, we got to get rid of this guy now. Guys, Notre Dame's not going to do that. They're not going to fire him mid-season. It's not going to happen at Notre Dame. He'll get the season.
If he allows 45 and we come out with a loss, I could see him with a leave of absence.
I could see Marcus Freeman being told, you're now in charge of the defense.
I could even see Mickens.
They're not. he's not. I don't think he's leaving before the end of the season.
I could see Mickens taking over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Ash staying next year.
Not if it continues. No.
Yeah, if this even
But
if
I
it gets
think
even if it gets a little bit better, we can't allow 30 plus points.
No, but he'll get the season.
Yeah, I mean we'll happily buy out his contract. Thanks for the tryout.
Well, that's probably what they'll do. Is if they know, hey, this ain't gonna work. Pete Bavakwa will go to the donors. Hey guys, we got to do a little fundraising. We got to buy this guy out, and they'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing probably probably a little north of one per year for probably a 2-year deal kind of type thing. It'd probably be $3 million ish, sort of.
And then I hope
less than $3 million buyout.
even if it's 5, I mean it's Notre Dame. They've got money pouring out of their pockets.
Well, I don't think they're paying this guy like $2 million.
I don't know. I'll have to look into that because I personally want him gone now.
Yeah,
But I'm an emotional player. I don't mind people leaving when they hurt my feelings. Which, as you can see, I'm wearing all black. I'm ready for
it's a new
I'm ready for the
era.
funeral.
If Notre Dame goes to Pete Bavakwa and he tells him, I got to make a change now, Pete might be able to make it happen. Notre Dame just doesn't typically operate that way.
Right. But this is such a different era. Money is more part of the game than it's ever been.
Well, if they can equate keeping him to these half dozen kids or more transferring or not committing, you could have a serious argument on your hands. Because if you go into a recruit's living room, hey, last year was a fluke, Chris Ash is the man, they're going to laugh at you. And then if you've got KVA and some of these other kids that are like, hey, this doesn't look like it's going very well.
Yep.
I mean, it's not 1995 anymore. That is going to play a role in his retention. It will.
Now, here's a question. I know if the head coach gets fired mid-season, the portal opens up for every player on that team for 30 days. Will the defensive coordinator, if he gets fired, can they open the portal up for them?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I was just thinking maybe that's a fear of theirs is they'll open the portal and KVA will be gone.
Well, I think if they fired him mid-season, that's telling the kids, don't go. It's all kind of murky now because if you're running an NIL conglomerate type situation and you're passing out checks to these kids on defense for their name, image, and likeness at this car dealership or this real estate firm or whatever, and then they start saying, hey, like, this has been cool and all, but we're not going to play for this guy. Those guys that are writing those checks in this NIL world, I mean, the pressure on Pete Bavakwa and Marcus Freeman's going to be, hey, y'all got to make a change because we just gave this kid $500,000 or whatever.
For sure, yeah.
So that's a lot different than 1995. So that
there's a board, and is the board coaching or is Marcus Freeman coaching?
I mean,
who's in charge? And I think Marcus Freeman's fighting with that right now, is trying to figure out who's in charge. So, all right, let's go into prediction time. And before we do that, make sure to like and subscribe if you like what you're hearing. If you want anything else a little bit different, or if you want me to stop talking as much, feel free to send us a message. And here we go. Oh my gosh, there's prediction time. All right, prediction time. Matt.
Yes.
I just let a little bit of the cat out of the box or the bag and accidentally put your score up on the screen, but
That's okay. It hasn't changed. Unfortunately, I feel a lot of responsibility. We've been doing this. I've been kind of predicting stupid scores that haven't come true. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I love Notre Dame. I want
hey,
nothing but national championship seasons every single year. I want Marcus Freeman to be successful and the entire university. But to be honest and to be true, I think Arkansas is going to win 38-34.
that hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts as a fan. That hurts that as a friend you're going into the noon game and knowing that you're not expecting a win. What do you think is going to cause them to lose?
I think it's going to be more of the same. This Talon Green kid, I don't really have a reason to think he's not going to have an outstanding performance against our defense.
Yeah.
And it's on the road. It's going to be another very hostile environment. I think the expectation put on CJ to score 39 points is way too much. He doesn't have a defense that's friendly. We don't have a defense that's friendly to a first-year starting quarterback. And that, I mean, that's just a really tough world to operate in. So
Yeah. That's a good point.
I could if this goes really bad, I could potentially think we look up and it's 28-7, and then we're going, oh my goodness, we're fighting for our lives.
Click. I usually mute the football games when that happens. I hate listening to announcers talk about how great the other team is.
Oh, and they just lose their minds over it. I mean,
Oh, they love it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point as far as, this summer. I thought, all right, we're going to have CJ be able to kind of come into his own. The defense is really going to support him. We're going to get a lot of extra possessions. He's going to figure out the game. Holy crap, were we all wrong? Everyone said top 5 team, top 10 defense. It's going to be Notre Dame in the playoffs again. And yeah, that's a great point. CD doesn't have that luxury anymore.
No, it was Jeremiah Love's going to win the Heisman. It was the defense was going to bail CJ out when he makes a bad decision. And to be clear, too, so nobody knows, I mean, I want Chris Ash to figure it out. I would love nothing more than we go, okay, this is a brand new defense on Saturday. That would be awesome. I don't root for coaches to get fired because that means things are really bad.
It's got to be a 180 though.
Yeah, and
we thought, all right, Miami to Texas A&M 2 weeks, we get a little bit better. Texas A&M to Purdue, we'll get a little bit better. We didn't get better.
We're just so much better than Purdue.
If we would have played Miami that way and allowed Purdue to score 30, Miami's putting 50 on us.
That's a good point.
So
that's a good point. If we were to play Miami right now,
I don't know. I don't think we win again. So, all right, I'm going with a little bit of a happier tone.
Good, balance us out.
I still haven't lost hope. All right, I'm going with 42-38 Notre Dame. Tight game. It's in that 4-point region. I think neither team stops each other. And I think it's, like I was saying, it's someone drops a snap, and it's now 3rd and 15, and you can't convert. You got to punt, and the next, you're just one possession behind the whole game. I think it's going to end that we have the ball this time on offense with the lead, and we have enough firepower to hold on to it and end the game. I don't think they're trying to score a touchdown in the last seconds to win, like Texas A&M. So I do think we'll be a little bit more in control with the game and barely win. If you can be in control and barely win, I don't know if that makes.
For sure.
I think we've got more talent overall, and I don't think the home field advantage is really going to help. And then, Arkansas leaves with, was it 3 losses? And we're going 2-2. So, anything you'd like to add before we call it a day?
I think another element to the game too is Sam Pittman, their head coach. He's fighting for his job.
Yeah.
He's fighting for his job. I know there was a time, I don't know if it's this season or not, but there definitely was a time where his players absolutely loved him. So you might see a whole lot of fight out of them.
I think these two teams are almost identical. Maybe not statistically, but they have the same reasons to fight. Ash needs to save his butt, and then Pittman needs to save his job. And they both came off of 2 losses that really sucked.
Yeah, that Memphis game for Arkansas, that's really, really bad.
Yeah, both were heartbreaking. For Arkansas.
Yeah.
And in reality, they weren't great for us either, because that means Arkansas has losses. We were hoping to beat a good Arkansas team.
Now we just want to win.
Yeah, now we want to survive.
Yeah. I don't care if it's by 1 point or 30.
Yeah, and it'll be probably 1. So, all right. Anything else?
No, that's it. Go Irish.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, thanks for listening. And as always,
Go Irish.
go Irish.